Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here, and we're going to head over to Disney Springs today and visit the Goofy Candy Company. I'm working with the Kellybell Designs Festive Christmas Fun collection, and there's also a Goofy title in here from Title It Springs Shopping Volume 3, and that's the title right here. So these are things that I have printed out. I have a photo. It's somewhere around 4 by 6. And then these are my background papers. I created wavy lines for each of the pattern papers and repeated those across the background. They are in 2, and you'll see why here in a few moments. And then the fabulous Christmas tree, the lights, these are a bunch of the elements from the collection. The presents here in the collection itself, they're individual elements, but I've pulled them together to create clusters before printing. And you can see that here also with these 2 ornaments. And then a little cookie here to represent the goodies at the candy store. And also this is one of the some of the florals that I've pulled together into a cluster. This is one of the journaling cards. I've gone ahead and added my journaling to it. And then this is an ornament element. It's actually a frame. So I've added a secondary photo inside that ornament. I also turned it on its side just for a little bit of variety. So let's jump into the process here. So I mentioned that I printed out the background in 2 sections because I want to tuck the main photo behind one of these groovy waves. And these are designed, these pattern papers here in this background are designed to echo the groovy lines from the main photo. The main photo is a mirror, a silly mirror that's inside the Goofy Candy Company that we're all standing in front of, and we were all pretty cracked up because we all looked pretty funny from the effect that this mirror has. And so I wanted to repeat that theme here with the background papers. I added, I created the clipping mask for them in Photoshop to create the wavy lines. And then I added a drop shadow so that they would be separated a little bit on the background. And also, this is one of the ways to sort of make sure that each item still stands on its own. This layout has a lot going on, obviously, with this bold, colorful background. And so everything is designed to kind of help it stand out. So obviously I gave myself some room here when I printed it out, and then so that I would have enough room to pull the 2 pieces together and still end up with a 12-inch wide piece. So I had to trim that down, and here you can see how I'm tucking that primary photo just underneath one of the groovy lines. Again, carrying that kind of groovy look throughout the layout. The Christmas tree here, what a beautiful little tree, and you know, you can't have a Christmas layout without a Christmas tree. So I'm going to ground that. I'm going to ground the layout here with that tree. It is a primary element that sort of draws you in. And then, of course, also a primary element here is this great title. There are a bunch of titles in the Title It series. If you're looking for titles for specific places that you've been within Disney World, Disneyland, and so this is one of them. And then I tucked the ornament behind it. I love having a primary photo and then a supporting photo. this layout is going to go into River's album. And so she's in the secondary photo. Beg your pardon. They are in the second photo, in front of the Goofy Candy sign. And then the journaling, I tucked that also behind the ornament. So we're carrying the embellishments from the Christmas tree on around the photo. I'm adding some word art alongside of the title here. And then these lights, I love, love, love Christmas lights. And so these are great to add to your layout. I wasn't sure quite where I wanted them to go, but I did specifically print those flowers to go right here on this corner of the journal card. It's actually turned upside down. And so I added those flowers to it, just to add more dimension and make it look like it belongs upside down. And then that helped me to kind of figure out the placement for the lights. I wanted to make sure that the loose ends were tucked in, and that helps them be a part of the arrangement itself here. And then those two, the red and the turquoise ornaments, are going to go at the top and sort of tie up that loose end of the other of the lights that are up at the top of the photo. And then that creates a continuation for the second set of lights. These are actually a mirror image of the original. So if you're confused about that or looking at those elements, that's why they look different. But, you know, again, manipulating the elements so that they fit in with what you're trying to accomplish. Now, when I added the photo to the background pattern papers, I did add it. I adhered it a little bit too low. And because originally I was intending for the grouping of presents to go beside the Christmas tree at the very bottom, and they don't fit. And that's fine. The reason that I'm pointing this out to you is to point out that sometimes I don't always print everything perfectly or get everything perfect on my hybrid layouts either. Sometimes I have pieces that don't make it into the layout, and that's totally fine. It's totally normal. Just keep going. I actually think that the layout looks gorgeous without the presents, and there are plenty of elements here to make this layout shine. The one last little detail, check out the little gingerbread man sticking out from behind the Christmas tree. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will be sure to have a link down below for this collection and for the title set as well. And as always, I will see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye.